team, and welcome to the Everyone Active podcast. We are on episode 12 of season 2. Team, I am one of your hosts. I am Jo Hancock.
And I'm the other host. I'm Michelle Laurie. Hello, how are you?
I'm really good. Hello.
Now, we're very cosy today.
We are.
Because we have a very, very special guest.
Yay.
A VIP, an Everyone Active OG.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drum roll, please.
Top of their game.
Love to welcome a special guest today.
Alison Sutherland!
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. Welcome. So, Alison, for those of you who have been living under a rock, Alison is our national aquatic and sports training manager. So welcome.
Thank you.
It's quite a nice bow tie to the season, really, because we started with Becky Adlington, swimming theme, and we're finishing with aquatics.
Yeah.
Hurrah!
So we have lots of questions coming in about
I'm ready for them.
Swimming lessons. We have people asking about our pool facilities.
Yeah.
And as much as we can talk Everyone Active, we obviously specialise in our little group exercise and personal training. So today, team, we have got literally the expert
of all experts
in the room with us.
No pressure.
No pressure.
So let's take you right back. So how long have you been with Everyone Active, and how did your career start?
Right, so 27 years coming up.
So
with
when you were
Everyone
2,
Active.
you started working?
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah.
Been teaching swimming a little bit longer than that. But just an amazing, I started teaching aqua aerobics, teaching swimming, being a lifeguard.
Because that's when our paths first crossed, wasn't it? At Everyone Active Sunbury, our paths first crossed.
Yeah.
And in fact, Alison, I know both of Alison's sons, and I remember them running around on poolside.
Yeah.
So we've known each other a long time.
Now they're just driving around. It's been a while.
But they're very handsome. Hi, Josh, by the way.
Oh, bless. He'll love he's got a mention.
I love him, Josh. I think it's both cameras, Josh.
So,
So you start off really sort of being a swimming teacher and teaching aqua.
Do you know, one of the most amazing things is I started off being a swimming teacher and I still teach swimming. So It is really, there's so many amazing people that work in Everyone Active but have come up from teaching swimming or being lifeguards or being front of house. So even though we're now a little bit higher up and moved on in our careers, we still know those grassroots. Yeah. It's really important to us.
It's lovely to watch as well, because we've had members here that have then gone on to qualify to become swim teachers or group exercise instructors, and then we see them also progressing through Everyone Active, which is just a lovely part of who we are.
Absolutely. It's a real family. I've got children that I taught to swim who are now teaching swimming.
Oh my goodness,
it's amazing. Yeah. And even they've got children now who are now learning to swim. So it's phenomenal. It is.
I think swimming is such a huge part of Everyone Active as a whole. It's kind of like the hub, isn't it, really, of Everyone Active?
I think we're really lucky because although swimming is a sport, and we take that seriously and we highlight if we've got children that are ready to compete and we can signpost, it is the life skill.
Yeah.
Cradle to grave.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. So we are really lucky because we don't have to sell swimming lessons because people want to buy swimming lessons. But we've got children that have started in adult and child and gone right the way through. That's where we work really hard to retain them so that they don't lose them by the wayside and they stay with us.
So let's start at the beginning then with our children's swimming lessons. How do those sort of evolve? And I know we get involved with having local schools come in. I mean, we're actually in our Westminster Lodge site today. Hi
Westminster Lodge.
And we've seen lots of school children lining up to have their swimming lessons, haven't we, outside of where we're recording today. How does that sort of evolve? And is that something that you have to actively go out and try and get those people to come and do swimming lessons? Or is it a case that because it's on the national curriculum, they have to come, or how does that work?
Yeah, so if we take school swimming is on the national curriculum. There's been so much work done in the last few years. Now schools actually have to put their swimming achievement in their school reports and things like that. So that's really helped us.
So is this primary
school? It's up to Key Stage 2.
Right, okay.
So by the end of Key Stage 2, children should be able to swim at least 25 metres on 2 or 3 strokes, do a lot of water safety, but now the main focus is on self-rescue.
Is it? And has that changed then since?
Massively.
Has it, right?
It used to just be get them to swim 25 metres and they've ticked a box.
Right.
But we've got to recognise that sometimes when a school comes in, that's the first time a child's been to a swimming pool,
Wow,
which
yeah.
is unbelievable. And they're 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
To get them to swim in a school term, our swimming teachers are fab, but that's quite a big ask.
Yes.
But at least we can help make them safe in the water.
Right, yeah,
and
yeah.
respect the water and know what to do if there is an issue near the water. A lot of the school swimming children then join our scheme, which is fab because we can keep working with them and make them nice swimmers.
So when we're
Amazing.
talking about water safety, I guess, well, we live on an island for starters. So we've got sea, we've got rivers, we've got canals, we've got so many different water situations that I guess the children could find themselves in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what are we teaching them? Are we staying afloat? Are we...
Yeah, we're basically teaching them how to know what to do in different bodies of water. So
Right.
it could be what happens if you're in a river. It could be when there's beach flags at the seaside, what means you can swim, what means you can't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It
wow,
could
right.
be, please be careful of the duck pond. It could be careful of your paddling pool in your garden in the summer.
Yeah.
It covers all aspects of water
Wow.
safety. But it's more about what to do if they get into trouble. So we practice if they fall in, that they should float on their back, chill out, get their breath, get ready, assess it, and then try and swim to the side or then try and call for help, depending on the situation.
Wow, and that's
Wow.
amazing.
It's such
for
an
a-
amazing life skill,
Yeah,
isn't it?
but I'm also just thinking, if I fell in water, the first thing I would probably do is panic.
Panic and
I know
flail
if you
around.
panic, your breath goes all over the shop.
Absolutely.
So being able
Absolutely.
to get that as a child, your teachers are phenomenal. I mean, we
Do you
know
know
the swim
we have
teachers
so
are
much
phenomenal.
fun
but
teaching it. So much
Do
fun.
you?
Absolutely. So much fun because it's not get in and try it. We do it through activity. So it's games led. They work in partners. Everything's an activity. So, and by the time we're doing an assessment with them, we're actually asking them to fall in and float, then tread water, then shout for help, then go into a huddle position so they keep each other safe together. Or
Wow.
then it's so much fun. The children love it.
That's amazing.
Absolutely love
That's
it.
really amazing, isn't it?
So parents, carers, everybody out there, wow, phenomenal. So is that then, that's just the school curriculum or does that fall under another
So that's
stage
just
of
the
learning?
school curriculum.
Wow, yeah.
We do water safety right the way through our swimming lessons.
Do you?
That's,
Yeah.
that's involved every single day. You need to make children confident in the water, but you need to give them water awareness as well. If we start children swimming at 4 to 5 months in our adult and child classes,
Baby.
So cute. I love watching them. They're so cute.
but if we make all of our 2-year-olds really confident in the water, we're actually making it really dangerous. So they need to know the awareness as well. So we teach
Right.
them not to go into the water unless they're holding someone's hand and things like that. So we're working on their water confidence, but we're also making sure they're safe near water as well.
Yeah, because I guess at that age they've got no conception at all of their getting into dangerous situations.
No, my brother was that. Hello, Stephen.
Oh. Is he about to get called out?
Oh, definitely. 3 years old, had just started his swimming lessons, thought that, water's water, straight in the pool, deep end, bang, there's the bottom. Random person dived in, and I will remember it to this day because I just remember standing on the poolside going, But yeah,
Wow.
but it was. But if that adult wasn't there,
Absolutely.
who knows
Absolutely.
what would do? But I remember I'm going to go back way back. I don't remember being taught water safety when I was
Certainly wasn't,
learning
yeah.
to swim, and this is going
Yeah.
back probably 40 years. Yes.
Even longer for me, and we definitely didn't.
No.
And I was lucky
I
enough
think,
to have...
but
we
you
had a-
probably did without knowing. I think you probably
Really?
were taught to tread water. You were
Do you know
taught
what?
to
Yes.
climb out. You
Yeah, we
were
were taught to-
taught
yeah.
to float on your back. All of that is water safety. What happens now is that you're not told to do a skill. You're explained why you need to learn it.
Yeah.
So I think people will have a better appreciation of why they're doing something.
Yeah.
50
Nice.
years ago when I learned to swim, you just did what you were told.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now people are really involved in that learning, so through activity.
Yeah.
So you probably did learn the basics, you just didn't realise why you were learning them.
Good point.
So moving on sort of to the swimming lessons that we offer,
Yeah.
how do they work? Are they big groups of kids or is it sort of quite small groups
So,
of kids?
well,
How do we tend to work
the
it?
groups work on different sizes depending on the age of the children. So we have preschool classes, so we have adult and child.
Yeah.
We can get 12 adult and children into a class, because every child's with an adult, it's a bit different. Then we work through preschool classes, so that's really games-led, quite a lot of songs. They're 3 and 4-year-olds.
Cute.
Those 3 and 4-year-olds actually come into the pool with a teacher in the water, no parents.
Yeah.
That's like big boy and girl swimming lessons.
Yes.
That is. They love it. And then we follow Swim England's swim school standards. So we work from stages 1 to 7. That's the learn to swim.
Yeah.
And that's where children really learn to swim, all the different 4 strokes, bits of water safety, aquatic skills we call them. So picking up sinkers, push and glides, all of those sorts of things that will help them do a tumble turn when they're 12 years old. They just don't know that yet. So they learn all of those skills. And we work them through. And as the classes get a little bit more competent swimmers and a little bit older, we lift the ratios just because it becomes more of a session rather than a swimming lesson.
Okay.
But in our Learn to Swim programme, we've currently teaching 185,000 children to learn to swim a week.
Hello, team. The figures that we have just quoted are actually monthly, not for a week. Sorry about that.
Just in swimming lessons.
Whoa, goose pimple moment.
And if we go
That's
back and
phenomenal.
include the school swimming that we were talking about earlier, another 63,000 children on top of that.
Holy moly.
But how magical. That's gorgeous. What a life skill. I heard you mention it earlier. I'm just going to ask. Swim England. What are they? Who are they?
So Swim England are the national governing body of swimming.
Right, okay.
So all
We
of our-
work in partnership with them 100%. Everything we do, they know we're doing anything, and we follow their grading systems and their criteria for passing children through different stages. And all of our swimming teachers are qualified through Swim England as well.
Wow.
So, we work really closely with them. We meet them all the time.
And presumably, as those guidelines change, you have to then look to upskill the swimming teachers, do you?
And that's kind of me. That's what I do.
Wow.
So we've got just over 3,000 swimming teachers in our business at the moment.
Go on the swim team. Wow.
So, and that is my job. That's what I do. I train, in the last 6 months, I've spoken to over 900 of our swimming teachers.
Wow.
Giving them updates, giving them training on teaching adult and child or Learn to Swim programme or
And,
adults.
is that you
all of
going
that.
to different sites, Alison, and delivering that training, or is it done remotely?
Sometimes I go on to different sites,
yeah.
but mainly it's Teams.
Wow.
Mainly I'm just this.
On the screen. However, with the
I'm
nod that
just
you've
that.
said, that you are still a swim teacher, so you know all the
Absolutely.
practicalities, you're
Yeah,
either
yeah,
in
yeah.
the
You're
water
still-
or by
that's-
poolside.
and that must be really important for you when you're actually delivering these trainings, that you know that.
I think it makes it real.
Yeah.
I think if I've got a swim teacher saying, well, last week a child did this to me, or the pool was really hot and I didn't have any water with me, I can go, I know. I know, that happens to me too. So it makes it a little bit more personable. And when I deliver training, I've got a message to deliver, but absolutely it is a conversation.
Wow.
Because I learn as much from them as they do from me.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So it's
and I
really
suppose
good.
as a nation as a whole, we're all still developing the way we're learning. So teachers and children, we've constantly watching how we get those messages across to each other.
Yeah, and something will work for me one week and not work for me the next week because
Yeah.
it's a different child. So by sharing ideas, and that's what the training's about, we just share ideas and then I'll pick up something or give something to someone else that worked for me.
At Harpenden, and I see it here, I get to quiz you now, I see lots of different coloured swimming caps in different areas.
Yes, I see that
and
at
I'm like,
Spelthorne. What does
oh,
that
this
mean?
is like a little rainbow going on, but not, because they're all got their own area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the stages I keep talking about, that's the name of the class. That's also,
Okay.
so if you're in a stage 1, you get a stage 1 badge. It's really not complicated. But the badges are red. So if you're in a stage 1 class, you wear a red hat. So every hat dictates which stage a child's in.
Clever.
Which is fab for the children because it's a bit like judo belts. They want to be the next colour hat, so they start wanting to move up. Safety-wise, amazing for us. So if I have got a little red hat, stage 1, tottering around by the deep end, I know that child's not safe to swim at that deep end.
Oh, right.
If they're wearing a black hat, well, that's a stage 9, 10, and do you know what? They can be in the deep end. And it helps with our water clarity as well and keeping our pools clean.
What a great system.
That's because my boys learnt to swim at a different provider and they didn't have anything like that at all. And now you've said it,
Yeah.
makes perfect sense, of course.
Yeah.
But also great, I would imagine, for the lifeguard as well, because obviously the swim teacher's in charge of their children, their lesson, but there's still going to be a lifeguard by the pool, and if they can spot that colour cap, they'll be a bit
Absolutely.
like,
And we always teach the children in the same place.
Okay.
Okay, so this is really important for the standard of swimming. So if you're in a stage 3 yellow hat, you always get the same space to swim in. Doesn't matter what day or what site, because it makes sure that all of our stage 3s are the same standard.
Right, okay. So then you've got that consistency.
Consistency,
Right,
absolutely. It also helps the lifeguard know that that's where the class is. But fab for the children, because they get used to swimming there. And then if you're in a stage 3 class and you know you're moving up to stage 4, that next week you already know where you're going to be swimming.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit kinder. Works
Yeah.
for everybody, really.
Yeah,
That's
great.
amazing.
Whilst we're talking about lessons, I think you mentioned it with the Becky interview, but 2020, obviously, we couldn't come to pools. We didn't have the lessons out there. And there's, I think it's about 2 years
2
of
years,
children
a big gap of
that
people
missed
that-
out on the school swim.
Yeah.
And I've seen it in other centres that we do. There is an option for a crash course. Do we
Crash
call it
courses.
course?
So we run crash courses all through the holidays, every school holiday. And you can learn to swim in a crash course because you haven't learned to swim yet. So you come 5 days a week. You can learn to dive in a crash course. You can learn to snorkel in a crash course. As a family, families can go. And we also try and put some classes, which would be, some children get a little bit stuck on breaststroke, for example. It's a really coordinated stroke.
Yeah.
Can you describe a breaststroke for our listeners? If they're not watching, they're listening. What's our breaststroke, swim stroke?
Breaststroke is a simultaneous stroke. It is the stroke that you see most people do. Sometimes people will refer to it as a frog stroke. It's like a frog leg kick.
So you're pushing your arms forwards and out at the same time as your legs, aren't you, basically?
Yeah. So it's a real common stroke.
Yeah.
But to do it properly, the breathing and the timing and the coordination is quite tricky.
Yeah.
So children sometimes get stuck on that. Mm-hmm. So what they can do during the crash courses is actually come in and do a week of breaststroke.
Wow.
So that if that's the bit that's stopping them move up to the next level, then they've got 5 days of just getting that right, and then we can move them up.
And how long are those, each class usually for that
Generally
sort of thing?
half an hour.
Right.
Generally half an hour. You wouldn't probably want to do more because they'd get
It's a bit too
pretty
much,
tired,
And I
really.
guess the massive bonus of the crash courses is you might have a 7, 8, 9-year-old that can't swim. They missed out on that. So they're not going to want to go to a lesson full of potentially 3, 4-year-olds because they might feel like they're a little bit odd. So if they did a crash course...
They can do a crash course, or we recognise this. Mm-hmm. It just depends on some children... just haven't learnt to swim. COVID has nothing to do with that. Some people just haven't.
Yep.
So a stage 2 tends to be quite a beginner class, but we would have 5-year-olds in a stage 2, but we've also got a stage 2 7+, so that if you've got children who are a little bit older, they're learning with their peers.
Yeah.
We also swim them in slightly deeper water because there's a bit more water to support them. And we're just introducing young adult swimming. So our adult swimming lessons are 18 years plus.
Right.
It follows a different syllabus than the children's swimming. But what we are finding that the community, we've got 16 to 18-year-olds that can't swim. So we don't really want to put a 16-year-old in a lesson with a 30-year-old because neither will feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So now we've just started young adult swimming lessons. They follow the adult criteria, but they're within their own peer group.
Wow.
So there's things we can do.
And is that sort of adapting all the time, the way that you're looking at different
Constantly.
groups? Yeah.
Constantly. When I started swimming, teaching, you would have never taught a ladies-only swimming lesson.
Right.
Now we're catering for ladies-only and men's-only swimming lessons. So those sorts of things really didn't happen 30 odd years ago. Hate to say it, it's a long time ago, wasn't it? But now we can introduce those and put them into our sessions, and it's just about opening swimming to everybody.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
More inclusive.
And I'm sure, but you're going to tell me a yes or a no. Can people book one-to-one sessions? It's not just group swimming sessions?
So we do have one-to-one sessions, and they're used for a variety of different reasons. It could be your 9-year-old that's really scared and has never been in the water and they don't want to do a crash course. It could be someone that's a little bit stuck and actually just wants to work on something for a few months and then go back in. And some people just generally want to swim in a one-to-one or two-to-one session. We do one-to-ones and two-to-ones.
Wow. It's amazing.
I know.
Isn't it?
I'm still blown
We're
away
very
by
busy.
that. I'm trying to do all the
Very
maths
busy.
in my head for my life.
When they get to a certain level, and my boys both did all their swimming lessons and got to a certain point, and then it kind of got to a point where, do you want to sort of go more towards doing like rookie lifeguarding and that kind of thing? So do they get to a stage where they've done their strokes? So I kind of stopped when both my boys could do all their strokes, they'd got all their badges, and I was like, right, you're fine now. And then
We have got so many options.
Have you?
So
Right.
many options. So stage 1 to 7 is your learn to swim. When you finish stage 7, we think you can swim. Okay, and that's like GCSE year of swimming lessons.
Okay.
So then you go to stage 8, 9 and 10. So you can do 8, 9 and 10 in artistic swimming, synchronised swimming.
Ooh, I would love to do that.
So would I.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh!
Go to Sunbury, they have them at
Do
Sunbury.
they?
Yeah.
See, I don't have to do Zumba. Michelle doesn't have to do cycle. We can go and learn how to synchronise
There you
together.
go.
And Alison will teach us.
Yes!
I am a coach. I
know
can
you
do
are.
that.
I remember.
So you've got artistic swimming, you've got water polo, you've got diving, you've got rookie lifeguard, and that's kind of where they can choose. Or they can continue doing 8, 9 and 10 competitive swimming with us because it tends to be a bit more of a fitness swim.
Right.
Another product we've just brought in this year is a club link session. So if we think that you're a good enough swimmer to maybe club swim, competitive swim.
Okay.
Becky would love this. And then you want to do it. You've got to want to do it. We only
Right.
work with children that want to do it, and also parents, because club swimming,
quite a
you've got to
commitment,
get up
isn't it?
pretty early to
Yeah.
be a club swimmer.
When we're talking early,
5.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
pool at 5 or like,
Generally not. In the pool by about 6.
Right.
Still early.
Yes.
Very early.
But we've got a club link session. So we get one of our swimming teachers and also one of our home club coaches who works for the swimming club. They run that session together so that those children learn a little bit more about training rather than swimming
Right.
lesson. They learn the terminology, they'll use pace clocks, they'll learn to dive, all of that sort of thing. But they've also met someone from the club, so that transition's a little bit easier.
Yes.
So, but that's a brand new session.
Wow. And I guess when they're getting into club level, then it's also looking at their other forms of training that will help them then compete and get stronger at swimming. So the gym sessions,
Absolutely.
the stretching rehab sessions,
Yep.
the importance of hydration,
Yeah.
like the whole link to get to that club level.
And
Wow.
there's many of our club swimmers that are in the gym, you know, whether they're not so much cardio, obviously, swimming's pretty good on cardio.
Yes.
I'd like to rail with you that it's better than being in the gym, but we won't do that today.
Let's keep it nice today.
But, their
But
strength
definitely the
training.
strength and
Yes.
conditioning.
Yeah.
Definitely strength and conditioning. And if you go into artistic swimming, lots and lots of flexibility work.
Yeah.
Lots of
We'd be good at
flexibility.
You would be really good at that. My flexibility.
Oh, yeah, it's not great, is it?
It's not the best, but I'm improving.
Good girlie.
Thank
Synchronised swimming would help you with that.
you. Yes. Oh, gosh, it's on. Podcast live from.
That'd be good. And then going to the other end of the spectrum, we have sort of senior sessions, do we, for swimming? And
Yeah,
how
so
do those
swimming's
work?
bigger than just swimming lessons in our business. Okay, we have people in the pool all the time.
Yeah.
So we have got so many different sessions for children. We've got different sessions for adults. So we'll have a lane swimming session. So as an adult, you can go in and swim a K or 2K or 10 lengths.
And
It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure if this is at all the sites, but
I know what you're going to say.
about the fast, slow, medium, fast lanes.
Yeah.
Explain, so how do you decide which lane you go in? Or do you
So some people get a little bit confused. On our lane rope signs, we are starting to put a kind of if you can swim 2 lengths in a minute, you can sit in here or to give them guidance. Our lifeguards will always help people if they're unsure, though. So they'll always help. But it does depend on which session, because early mornings and evenings, you'll get some pretty fast swimmers in the fast lane. I like to think I can swim in a fast lane. It is what I do. But sometimes I go in there and I can be one of the slowest people. So you just need to look at, when you go in, assess who's in the lanes. And then what sort of swim you want. Sometimes we just don't want a pound. You just want to go and have a swim.
Yeah. And I guess this is exactly that, how you're feeling on the day, but it's also how to use that pool efficiently and effectively. Because if you're going, actually, I'm right up for this today, I'm really going to go hardcore in my training, I want to get some speed in, you're probably going to go to that faster lane.
Absolutely.
Rather than knocking everybody out the way if you're in the slow lane.
So, I run as well as swim. And if I haven't run, I'll go in the fast lane because I'm wanting that fitness swim. But sometimes I've had a run and I'm a bit sore or a bit stiff, and then I'll sit in a medium lane because actually I just want to use that swim to stretch out.
Right.
And people use the pool for so many different reasons. So many different reasons. So that's kind of lane swimming. Then we have a public swim, which is just an open swim where people can come with their children or mates or whatever and swim. Then we have family sessions, and that really is based on families coming. And then we have the massive inflatable sessions.
Oh, I love these. I love it when
inflatable sessions. Amazing. It is like you have to book. You can't just turn up for an inflatable session. But what we have started doing is putting the inflatables in and putting everyone in life jackets, or buoyancy jackets they're called, so that then it's not dangerous.
Yes.
You know, they're all lifeguarded anyway, but then your 6-year-old and your 10-year-old can have a swim together on that inflatable.
I mean, I would have loved that as a child. I would have loved that.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Staying silent this end. I would not.
Would you not?
No,
Oh
I'd be
my
like, who's going to
goodness.
land on my head? They're going to bounce off the inflatable. But I love the jacket. I'd have been more than happy if I had a jacket on though.
Oh,
there, knowing I wasn't yet.
They're great sessions. They're They're just going for a little bit longer because obviously you have to take turns to be on the inflatable.
And it's more of a timed sort of session you have
And
to go
some
through,
of our inflatables are phenomenal. They're not just one long inflatable. There's inflatables where we've got slides coming down off diving boards. We've got climbing wall inflatables. This is all happening in the water.
Oh, my goodness.
Phenomenal.
Wowzers. And how do people book onto these sessions? What do they do?
So all of our sessions are booked via the app.
Okay, so
it's
the Everyone
as
Active
simple as that
app.
Yeah, find your local leisure centre, go into the pool timetable, and then find a session you want to swim in, and there you go.
Let's find an inflatable session. And then
I think I'm going to come down and watch. I might lifeguard that session.
Like, please, it'll be hilarious. And then say I've got a birthday party for my child. I've seen pool parties going on as well.
Yep, so we do pool parties in small teaching pools for younger children, but the main pool, inflatable. So you
My
just
boys
book
have been
it.
to lots of those parties.
Yeah, absolutely love
Great
it.
fun. And
so
they come out absolutely exhausted. Yes.
always have a glass of wine when they've been to one of those, can't you, in the evening?
Nice early night, off you go. Bless them.
And we've spoken about these before, just because it kind of falls under the old group exercise. Aqua classes. They are so popular,
aren't they?
Yeah, always have been. So when you look at our population, aqua aerobic classes are really inclusive.
Yes.
You can be very fit.
Yeah.
Because you're doing a triathlon and you just want to do a little bit of cardio fitness, or you can be recovering from an injury.
Yeah.
It's supported workout.
Yeah.
There is resistance. It's non-weight bearing.
Yeah.
It's just anyone can do an aqua fit class. So, phenomenal, very popular.
Yeah, amazing. I actually covered a aqua class at Harpenden last week.
Did you?
And hello, Team Harps. And honestly, exactly what you said, the age range of people in the classes, and we had an athlete coming back, rehab, perfect, through to our lovely 80-year-old ladies, well done, and 20-year-old athlete with
And
injury.
Joe, there is aqua zumba. So there you go.
That might be my thing.
Okay, let's...
Because you're not going to have to laugh at my feet going in the wrong direction. They'll be hidden by the water.
You can do aqua zumba too.
Let's get her to it. And what other sorts of things do you have sort of session-wise going on within the pools?
So your normal ones that you would always see are your lane swimming sessions and your family fun swims and things like that. But we do have ladies-only sessions. We do have men's-only sessions. We have senior swims. We have swimming sessions for people with disabilities. And we're just bringing a brand new one in, which is an adult gentle swim. And adult gentle swims are a new thing for us. But we're putting them on in very quiet times.
Oh, okay.
So if we do have people in the community that, I don't know, that need a quiet session, maybe they're not swimmers, they want to walk around.
Yeah.
Some people who have dementia and those sorts of long-term health conditions, they can go because it's a quiet time and there's no pressure. So I don't think there is part of our community that couldn't find a session that's right for them. They would just have to choose which one was right. And on the website, they've got all of the descriptions, so people can easily see which one they suit.
Yeah, it is.
And it's just got so many benefits, isn't it? Swimming, it's just so many benefits, as well as the physical benefits, all the mental health benefits as well.
Absolutely.
And it's just being near water or in water can just change your whole mindset.
Yeah. So we do adult swimming lessons as well, because there's quite a lot of adults that can't swim. Mm-hmm. And once we've taught them to swim, they're the people that we're seeing in our lane swimming sessions or our public swimming sessions, just because you can go and switch off.
Yeah.
No one can get you. Your phone can't ring because you can't have your phone when you're swimming. So everything is just a nice quiet time.
Oh, nice. Yes. And would you say that you still get the same buzz and the same feeling of satisfaction that you get from teaching people from cradle to actually being able to swim?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Sometimes you're sitting on the poolside thinking, oh, this is taking a little while, but you'll just see that light bulb moment.
Yeah.
And it is amazing. It's when we teach anybody to do anything, isn't it? But it is so fulfilling.
That's amazing.
It is so fulfilling.
I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Oh, gosh.
Top 3 moments. Anything that you've witnessed, anything that
That's a good question.
everyone active has achieved.
Or when you've been teaching.
Oh, I needed prep for that question. Every time I walk on poolside, it's like just an amazing moment. One of the things that I have to be proud of is the people that I've taught to swim that are now swimming teachers.
I bet.
I love that. We've done a lot of events, so if we have new sites opening, we have lots of athletes coming down, and we get children swimming with Olympians, and they try all the different water polo and things like that. I love those days because that's just fun. That's just fun. And one of the other things that I actually did in the summer this year, which was phenomenal to me, we went out, everyone active went out to an event called Superheroes. And it was a triathlon for people with severe disabilities. And they swam and they biked and they ran, and that was phenomenal. So even though I work in swimming, working for Everyone Active has just opened so many doors for me. I do so many different things. Mm-hmm. Probably, if I'm on the spot, they're my 3 straight away. But we could probably do another 15 podcasts and I could tell you some more.
Oh, dear. And on that note, we're there. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Alison.
Thank
So
you.
nice to see you.
It's been a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Had a fab time.
Yes,
I can do this
please.
again.
Can you?
Yeah.
Because this is
Good.
actually the last one of our series of season 2. This is the season finale.
Good.
But don't worry, we're back.
We are going to be back. But on a little reminder, team, if you do have questions, swimming related, lifeguard related, moving up through your swimming journey related, please send them in. Email address.
Podcast@everyoneactive.com. Go me for remembering it.
Or wherever you're listening to this, or indeed
Yeah.
if you're watching us on YouTube, leave us a review. Leave us the questions there and we will pick them up. But honestly, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And team, it is the last one of our series.
Did we get the season outro music last time? I did ask for it.
I don't actually, did we?
I don't think we did. I'm gonna.
Oh, that sounds a bit like
No,
Halloween-y.
not
No,
really.
no.
We want some sort of a music ending.
And we need a dun dun dun. There's going to be a
Yes.
season 3.
Season 3. We have to have season 3 because we've now got a banner. So we have to have season 3.
And send in your suggestions.
Yeah.
We've got some exciting
We have actually got
episodes.
we've got some good guests lined up actually already. We're talking about all things strength and community, and we've got some
Women's health
things coming up, lots of things.
Yes, everything. But honestly, team, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Do leave us those thumbs up and 5-star reviews. Thank you. And we will see you in season 3. Take care. Bye. Bye.